are listening to Anja Asks Anybody. With me today is Kirsten Meier, poet, artist, and person who obsesses on many a things, aren't you, Kirsten?
I'm feeling obsessed.
Yes. So, I've just always observed you, like you even walked into the studio with several bags and water bottles, and each of them hangs. And this is something that's generationally different than me. Like you're like 10 years younger than me, so you're in tune with your generation, that because there's a generational cutoff, and that cutoff is marked by people who carry a lot of keychains and beaded toys hooked onto their bags and such. And so you have several keychains and plushies, and I don't even know what you call those things. What?
I just say keychains, but it's gone off the rails a bit. I've made necklaces for some.
I love it. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a little jealous. I'm not in the culture.
I think you should try it out.
I think the other thing is, even though I'm older than you, you can get away with some things that I can't. Like, you can get away with pink. You can get away with beaded stuff. You can get away with children's stuff. Mm-hmm. I cannot, because if I do that, people, even though I'm older than you, they think I am much younger.
Oh.
Or not there as a... I don't want to put it wrong, but they talk down to me in ways I do not.
Perpetual baby face.
Perpetual baby. Yes, I am stricken with perpetual baby face. But you are too. But you pull it off somehow. Maybe because you're like a taller person.
Thank you. Yeah.
But yeah. That probably helps.
Maybe is the 5'10" looming situation.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I've just always noticed that you are a person who, you collect things, you have a lot of things in your house, you have a lot of things that you are obsessed with. What is something you are obsessed with right now?
So at this moment in time, I am obsessed with the YouTube duo Dan and Phil. If you aren't familiar...
I am not.
British YouTubers... around since roughly the inception of YouTube, back before the Mr. Beast $1 million challenges, back before you could make any ad revenue, and it was just internet geeks playing with their webcams.
And so what would they do in the beginning? How did they entertain such a vast audience?
Oh, well, in the beginning, there wasn't much of a vast audience. It was a lot of weird videos of just Phil holding up objects in his house, making weird skits, art house comedy, that sort of thing. Filming on a camera he won in a cereal box.
Wow. And you were there.
I was not there at the inception.
Oh, okay.
For I was 8 years old at the inception. However, I have been a fan since roughly 2012.
And if I may ask, how old were you then?
Then I was 13, 14.
Okay. So that's an appropriate time for beginning a following of Dave and Phil.
Yes, Dan and Phil.
Shows you how much I know.
Yes. So, when you reached out to me about my obsessions about a month ago, you caught me at a weird time.
Oh, tell me more.
Because these two YouTubers, the comedy duo Dan and Phil, had just revealed their 16-year romantic relationship to the world. And it broke me.
How? How did you physically break?
It broke me in a way that when I knew I was coming on the show and double checked my list of obsessions, it still only said Dan and Phil. Now, this is funny, like objectively, that some like internet celebrities revealing that they're in love would shatter me for a month. And it is objectively funny, but in some like serious sense, it's also given me almost a full month of like real queer joy.
Yeah. So was this not a known fact previously?
So a really interesting thing is that a lot of the response, especially from people who have not been involved in the fan or the fandom culture of it all, have been like, oh, well, we knew, duh. They are both gay men, came out a few years ago, living together. But something really interesting about this is not that no one knew, but that they took the power in their hands to say it and to grow in themselves enough to speak to their audience directly and take back some of the power they lost. Coming up in the internet age, there was no sort of two-way respect between the fans and the celebrities, and it turned into sort of like a stalking situation or like a over speculation.
Well, a lot of people form a parasocial kind of relationship where they feel they really know them.
Absolutely.
And so therefore they have a friendship, but it's not a friendship because there's millions of people watching them and they can't know them all.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Especially in like the internet age, etc. You wouldn't know this person in real life, but it's so easy to feel like you do, especially when it's someone filming on a webcam from a cereal box.
Yeah. So before we get too in the weeds with this.
Yes.
So in the early days, it was just one of them.
Mm-hmm.
How did the other come into the story with this? How were they introduced in this YouTube series, and what would they do?
So a really wonderful thing about this, which they actually did a whole awesome stage show on last fall about the parasocial relationship with them and their fans. What is really funny is that Dan met Phil by being a fan of Phil.
Oh.
So he tweeted him incessantly over the course of a few months until they talked online, Skyped a lot, met up in person, filmed a YouTube video, a Q&A the first day they met.
Oh, wow.
And the rest is history. Because they had great chemistry, even just as a friendship or like an entertainment duo. And because I've been watching them so long, it's given me a kind of marking point of reflection to be like, who was I when I started watching them and who am I now?
Yeah, who were you when you started watching them, and who are you now, and how have Dan and Phil informed that?
Exactly. Well, when I started watching them, I was deep in the closet, for one, and for two, I am exactly the same as I am now in a lot of ways, which is that I was very obsessed over things. I had lots of keychains and plushies. And this was, another one of those obsessions. But I think in a way, even subconsciously, I could see some of myself in them. And even though they weren't out and I wasn't out, there's that unspoken connection there, I think. So that is who I was then, and who I am now, I feel like is much of the same. I am still quite obsessed with things. I love collecting. I love making art about collecting. But they've also empowered me to take a look at my life and think, what am I gaining of hiding myself for the sake of privacy if it's hurting me?
Mm-hmm.
in high school, I remember very boldly joining my gay straight alliance as an ally, getting up in front of everyone and saying, I'm genderqueer, and then not speaking that word again for almost like 8 years.
Mm-hmm.
So I think in some ways it's been really satisfying seeing other queer people have a happy ending, even if it is parasocial of me.
Yeah. Well, and that's so interesting that it was a parasocial relationship to begin with, and now it is then it became a virtual relationship on the part of those two,
Mm-hmm.
and now it's like a solid or announced, a real relationship that they've announced.
Right.
Yeah. But there's no denying. Yeah.
No more speculation.
Yeah. So, what are some things because you've been mulling this over and over and over and over in your obsessive mind.
Yes.
What are some conclusions you've come to from this?
I've definitely concluded that it is such a gift to be able to be your true self around everyone you're interacting with, and knowing the boundaries and limits you have to keep yourself safe without it crushing you, basically.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Anything else?
I think that is the synopsis of my Dan and Phil obsession
so
at the moment.
Let's just, because it's such a profound realization, let's just hear it one more time. Because I was daydreaming. I'm always thinking about like the next thing I have to ask, but I didn't fully absorb what you said.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I think.
Yes.
One more time, Anja.
Yes. One more for the daydreamy amongst us.
I just have felt in thinking about it that, one, it's awesome. I love queer love. I love seeing it positively represented.
Mm-hmm.
But also thinking about the boundaries and the limits I have in my life of privacy versus hiding myself and putting myself in a place of suffering to appease other people.
Mm-hmm. Got it. Okay. That makes sense. Yeah. This is very interesting to me. Yeah. I mean, I think of in my own life, I was very confused when I was in high school because we had a gay straight alliance as well. And everybody told me I needed to join it. And I was like, does everybody know something that I do not know?
Well, here's an anecdote for you. One time I worked at Hot Topic when I was 14. I mean, look at me. Anyways, at one point I wore a rainbow hair clip extension, and someone came up to me and said, are you wearing that because you like rainbows or because you're gay? And I was like, ooh, I just like rainbows.
Well, that puts you on the spot too. Like,
certainly.
How on earth could you ever feel safe?
I'm like, I'm 14.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. 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 Okay. So, I don't know if I should, speaking of queerness, transition to the next.
I like that.
The next portion of our conversation.
Yes.
But what are some other things you might be obsessed with right now?
Well, so here's the only other thing I thought of. The French 75 cocktail and the latest La Dispute album.
Okay, you're going to have to, once again, because I was born not yesterday, explain what these things are to me.
A French 75 cocktail has been around long before you were born.
I'm sure.
So it's half gin, half Prosecco with lemon, simple syrup, and a twist.
All right. And have you been making them yourself?
Yes, I'm a very infrequent drinker, but I did make one with yuzu juice instead of lemon. Because I couldn't stop imagining that taste, and it was excellent.
Yeah. Cool. And what is that other thing?
La Dispute. They're my favorite band. Like emo, like reading poetry, moody, hardcore vibe. They've been around since early 2000s. Their latest album is fantastic.
Or is it Fantastique?
Fantastique.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So, what are some things you don't think you will ever be obsessed with? And you don't have to go for the obvious ones. You can go for small, stupid ones.
This was tough. The two things that I do have written down for what I would never obsess over are calculators and the keto diet.
Yeah. Yeah, so calculators. Yeah. What situation would have to happen for Kirsten to become obsessed with calculators, do you think?
Oh. The thing is, it's hard for me to ever rule anything out because I never know what will hit me. I think it'd have to be like some customizable thing. You know how people make custom keyboards that are like clicky with lights?
Yes.
If someone did that with calculators and put my favorite character on one of the keys, I'd probably give in.
Yeah, like if they like replaced all the numbers with like emojis or something.
Like big heart plastic clickers.
Yeah, or like little various facial expressions of Dan and
Yeah, so actually at work, I have one of those clicky keyboards, and each one is the face from this show called Chiikawa, which I am holding up my keychain now to show you.
Ah, yes,
I'm hitting you with a lot of hard references here.
That's all right.
But it is a very popular manga and anime right now.
Well, as you can tell, I never turn on any screens or walk out my front door. So, you know,
that sounds like the good life.
Thank you for explaining things. Okay, so it was calculators, and then what was the other thing?
The keto diet.
Oh yeah, the keto diet. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I wasn't strictly going for the keto diet, but I've done keto adjacent diets before, just because I used to go to see quacks and they'd be like, you gotta not eat carbohydrates. And I don't really recommend it.
Yeah. I don't think I would ever obsess over it. That is for certain. I love eating and cooking and food too much.
I mean, there's a time and a place for people if they feel like they really need it, and that's cool. But yeah, if you have options not to, I think that's more delicious.
Certainly.
Yeah. Would you read us a poem if you have one?
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
A sheep herder roams far in the distance. I wonder what it is like to herd a beast. I wonder what it is like to be his sheep.
Oh. Wow. Some cross-species quandaries.
Yeah, that one's a short little ditty.
Yeah. No, I like that. Anything else?
Let's see here. Clarity. Infatuation. Oneness. Death acceptance. What does it mean to bear witness? Stillness. Appearing out of thin air?
How ethereal. Were you a vapor previously?
In a previous life, I was steam on the shower door.
Oh. I love this conversation. Because in a previous life, I think I was the bog.
The bog. That's interesting.
Yeah. That's why the sulfurous stench doesn't quease me.
Ah, I see. What's the last bog you visited?
Maybe Oak Creek.
Ah, a classic.
Yeah. So when you notice yourself becoming stricken with an obsession,
Yes.
and it begins to circulate through your nervous system, what is the best thing you can do for yourself? Do you give in to the obsession? Do you try and analyze it from an academic or logical perspective? Do you fight it? Do you try to replace it with a new obsession? Or do you do something else? What is the best treatment for obsession?
The treatment is typically for me to give myself willingly and wholly to the obsession.
Okay, so what are signs of doing this? What are ways that people at home who are not obsessed enough can become more obsessed?
I like that. If you're ever bored, you must do the thing you are obsessed with, find the Reddit page about it, join the Discord server about it, and then maybe write an AO3 fan fiction about it.
Okay. Have you done this recently?
No, why do you ask?
I don't know. I don't know if I believe you through your quavering voice and blushing face.
Yes, only somewhat. As long as you are going to work, you're eating, you're taking care of yourself.
Yeah.
I think it is good to revel in what you love when you love it.
Yes. If you find yourself at the bingo palace in a diaper, unable to leave your chair, it's time to rethink.
Exactly. And my partner keeps me grounded by incessantly walking over to me in my bed with my phone against my nose, watching Dan and Phil, and then making me feel such immediate, intense shame without saying anything that I know when to self-police at this point.
Yeah. It can be very disappointing to get an intimate perspective that is not yours on your behavior. Yes,
it keeps me grounded.
Yes. So would you say Dan and Phil is the most shameful thing you are obsessed with at this juncture?
I feel simply no shame about it. Though I did just say I felt shame when my partner sees me in bed with my phone against my nose. I frankly don't feel shame about any of my obsessions at this point.
I like that. Yes.
I'm in too deep.
Yeah. And perhaps you have come to that juncture where you have shed your shame as vigorously as you can.
Yes, I would say so.
Yeah. That's a good place to be. Yes, so the definition of an obsession, I looked it up because I was like, I'm using this word so much for this particular episode that I wanted to make sure I was even using it correctly. And the definition of obsession is an idea or thought that continually preoccupies or intrudes a person's mind. Would you agree with that? And what does it miss out or overlook if not?
I agree with it. I think it's, of course, giving it a neutral perspective. I do think an obsession can be positive or negative, of course, depending on what it is. But I do think I agree with it.
Yeah. Okay. And then do you have... you are an artist, you're a creative person. Is there anything you want to talk about in that light? Anything coming up? Anything you'd like to promote since you have this pedestal of the radio before you?
Yeah, sure. So I have just finished up a mixed media sculpture that I am excited about.
What are the mix? What's the mix of media?
Yes, so it includes a long weaving that I did on a rigid heddle loom. So it's a textile, a fabric. It almost looks like a scarf. I'm very excited because I've been working on it very on and very, very off since 2019. So pulling it off the loom, it's all wrapped up. So I don't remember what color I started 6 years ago. So pulling it off, it was like looking back in time, it was very satisfying. So it includes this weaving, some beading, a very small wire sculpture, and then a stick with ribbons that my friend gifted me for my birthday.
Oh. For some reason, I thought you were going to say a boot. And there's a rubber boot.
And there could be. I am excited. Watch out on my Instagram at lover_textile_co. Lover Textile Co. I'll post a picture once I get a good photo of it. It will be a very exclusive gallery evening on my friend's wall. In about a week or two.
Okay. Is this like so it's going to be like a domestic art show?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So someone's living room will be the host of this 6-year journey with the loom.
Yes.
Cool. All right. Any questions for me?
What are you obsessed with?
Let's see here. I made a little list. I'm trying to find a rotating card rack with 12 slots that can go on a tabletop that would be available within 15 minutes of my house and cost under $20.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm obsessed with my new broom, which I got from the Asian market on 27th Street. It's all straw, and it's so wispy, and it sweeps up even the finest molecules of dust, and it's great for reaching spider webs, which I've never dusted in the entire 3-year tenure of my apartment, and they're all gone now. I have been removing spider webs from everywhere.
That must be very satisfying.
Yeah, there's always, I notice my brain has a war between my to-do list and my phone.
Yeah.
I've been playing a lot of this video game called Ticket to Ride, where you're building trains across Europe and America and the whole world.
Yes.
I've been watching many episodes of Alex versus America on TV. She is a chef, and she is tenacious, and she can beat anyone she competes against in the kitchen.
Oh, so she goes around the world or America competing? Is that the situation?
Yeah. Like Americans from all different states compete against her, and she, like, 98% of the time beats them. She thwarts even the most experienced chefs. She's a hellion. She's truly terrifying, and I find her incredibly inspiring. My list goes on, but it starts to get murkier, like my professional path, my emotional ups and downs. Is it cancer? Is it a rare disease? But now I'm going to play the outro to the show. Thank you for coming on to the show, Kirsten Meier. We'll catch you in the art world, in the poetry scene.